You boot up your PlayStation, ready to dive into a world of vibrant adventures. But instead of the familiar hum, there is silence. The screen flickers, displaying a cryptic message. Error. Reality unstable. Is this some elaborate prank by a rogue developer, or something far more sinister? We'll dissect the rumors, analyze the facts, and untangle the truth behind the headlines. Is PlayStation on the brink of a revolution, or is it teetering on the edge of collapse? It was very hard for PlayStation to meet its sales goals in 2023, especially in the fourth quarter or Q4. Although there were a lot of hopes and expectations for the release of big games like Marvel Spider-Man 2 and the £5 Slim, sales did not meet predictions. It was clear that this gap was different from what usually happens with console sales during the holidays, when demand usually goes through the roof. The £5 did sell an impressive 8.2 million units in Q4 2023. But this was a lot less than the company had hoped, showing a clear difference between what they thought they would sell and what they actually did. There were a number of reasons why £5 sales were lower than expected during this time. First and foremost was the problem of supply issues that had been going on since the system came out. Even though the £5 Slim was supposed to help with some of these supply problems, it clearly wasn't enough to meet the higher demand, which meant that sales potential wasn't met. Also, the lack of great first-party exclusives may have slowed down customer excitement and made the system less appealing. Since Marvel Spider-Man 2 was the only big release during this time, buyers probably didn't have as many options when it came to what to buy, which led to lower sales numbers. Because sales didn't meet estimates in Q4 2023, PlayStation had to change its sales predictions and its plans for the future. It was originally thought that 25 million PS5s would be shipped during the fiscal year, which ran from April 1, 2023 to March 31, 2024. However, that goal was lowered to 21 million units. This downward change took into account how the market really works and how hard it will be for the company to reach its lofty sales goals. This new forecast has more effects than just changes to numbers. It raises bigger worries about PlayStation's future and its ability to keep going in a game industry that is becoming more and more competitive. The £5 is getting close to the end of its useful life and is under more and more pressure to deliver interesting content and boost hardware sales. The updated predictions come at a crucial time for the brand as it faces uncertain times and tries to solidify its place in the gaming industry. The PlayStation 5 is getting close to the end of its useful life, which is a very important time for it. The PlayStation 5 has gotten a lot of press and been a big hit in the game market since it came out. The machine, on the other hand, will have to work hard to keep up with the times and stay relevant in an industry that is always changing. As technology improves and customer standards change, Sony will have to carefully manage the rest of the £5's life cycle to make sure it continues to be a success. The long break from the previous generation of consoles is one thing that makes the £5's life cycle more complicated. Compared to more recent changes, which were characterized by a clear shift towards new hardware and exclusive games, the switch to the £5 has been more similar to the switch to its predecessor, the PlayStation 4. During this long time of change, the lines between device versions have become less clear. Many popular games have come out as cross-gen titles that can be played on both £4 and £5. This approach has led to more players and an easier shift for customers, but it has also made people wonder what the £5 is really like and whether it can fully show off the possibilities of next-generation gaming. It's impossible to overstate how much cross-gen titles have changed the £5. These games have definitely given gamers of both versions of systems fun times, but they have also taken away from the sense of progress and luxury that comes with new gear. Since most of the biggest first-party games are also available on £4, the £5 has had a hard time finding its own personality that makes the most of its powerful tech. Concerns among some gamers and people who follow the industry have been raised about whether the £5 really is a big step forward in gaming technology or just a small improvement over its predecessor. A surprising number of first-party games made just for the £5 are not available anywhere else. Even though the £5 has great tech and people are looking forward to its release, not many games have been made just for it. There are some great exclusive games like Demon's Souls, Returnal, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2, but there aren't as many as there were in previous PlayStation generations. This problem is made worse by the fact that expensive top first-party games are taking too long to come out. The £5 hasn't gotten much attention from Sony's well-known first-party teams, which are known for making great games. Well-known series like God of War, Horizon, and Gran Turismo still don't have new games made just for the £5. Because of the delay in releasing highly anticipated games, many gamers are now excitedly anticipating the next big exclusive experience that makes the most of the £5 technology. It's not clear how these things affect the console's attraction or whether or not the current generation needs it. When people are picking a gaming platform, a large library of exclusive games is often one of the most important factors. The £5 is less appealing as a must-have gaming gadget without a strong selection of exclusive games. Also, the delay in releasing big-name games makes people question whether or not they need to switch to the £5 generation. If players can still play many of the best games on the previous generation system, they may not feel as compelled to move to the £5. This could affect Sony's strategy and how important the current generation of consoles is seen to be. Hiroki Taki, the head of PlayStation, revealed that new games with big titles are coming out later than planned. This choice shows a change in strategy towards being more careful, most likely to ensure the quality and effect of these highly anticipated titles. Delays may disappoint antsy players, but they might also improve and innovate the games when they do release. This careful approach, on the other hand, makes me wonder about the speed of PlayStation's first-party lineup and its ability to keep people interested during dry spells. The shift towards live service games and the problems that come with it is another important part of PlayStation's plans for the future. The bold plan to release a dozen live service games by April 2026 was initially touted as a big focus for Sony's first-party business. However, it looks like this plan is already being scaled back. This change shows that the developers are aware of the challenges and risks that come with the live service model, such as the need to keep players engaged, keep material updated, and handle the community. There is a chance that live service games will bring in long-term profits and keep players, but this is not always the case, as many well-known mistakes in the industry show. Finding the right mix between single-player games and live service options will be very important for Sony as it goes through this change. This will help the company keep its gaming lineup diverse and appealing. Concerns about growing budgets and development costs that can't be kept up also hang over PlayStation's future plans. The gaming industry is scratching its head over the huge amounts of money that are needed to make and sell major first-party games. With expenses hitting hundreds of millions of dollars, there is more pressure than ever to make big hits that can make back these huge costs. This trend not only raises the financial risks of making games, but it also makes problems like studio shortages, unstable jobs, and fear of taking creative risks worse. Also, the growing focus on in-game purchases and return purchases in live service games is part of a larger trend in the industry to find as many ways to make money as possible to cover rising development costs. As Sony deals with these problems, it will need to find a mix between making money and coming up with new ideas in order to stay successful in the game market in the long run. If you found this video informative or thought-provoking, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with fellow gaming enthusiasts. Be sure to subscribe for future updates and discussions on the ever-evolving landscape of PlayStation.